All right, what's going on? Today we're about to watch a video by Jimmy High Roller. One of my favorite channels for NBA content. If you've never heard of him before, he makes great creative videos. And he loves his charts. So today we're gonna check out his latest video, the one time Michael Jordan watched his kids get torched by a future NBA player. We all know about Michael Jordan's kids. There's not really much to say. Never made the NBA. He never lived up to the Michael Jordan name. One of the biggest disappointments in basketball history. But we're gonna check out, the time when Michael Jordan knew that they weren't the ones.
It's always been interesting for me to go back and look at the high school rankings of some of the best NBA players today. ESPN's high school ranking archive goes all the way back to 2007, which just happens to be a stacked class of elite hoopers. Chandler Parsons was ranked 44th in the country. DeAndre Jordan was 25th. Some beardless kid named James Harden was 21st in the country. Blake Griffin was 18th. Derrick Rose was the 5th best recruit in the country, and OJ Mayo was the 3rd best recruit in that class. But ranked higher than all of those players was a shooting guard out of Indiana. A 6'5", 5-star recruit with a silky smooth jumper, ranked second in the country by the name of Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon was
Since
higher than D Rose.
Eric was drafted to the NBA, dropped 41 points on KD and the Thunder as a rookie, earned an NBA Six Man of the Year award, won an NBA three-point contest, and has quietly been one of the most consistent players in his 13 NBA seasons. In the NBA, Eric isn't great, but he's definitely not bad. He's a good player. But in high school, Eric Gordon was untouchable. Mr. Basketball of Indiana, first team All-American, and as a senior had multiple 50-point games. And
that blows my mind how a player could be like the man in high school, one of the best players in high school, and then they get to the NBA and you see all these other players, James Harden, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, D Rose, all these players who were way below Eric Gordon, but yet have way better careers than him. I never understood that. Because it's not like Eric Gordon doesn't have a work ethic. He's still good in the NBA. He's still putting in work. He just never became as good as those other guys. And I don't understand. I don't understand why that ever happens. It'd be interesting to see, if there's, if you could just figure out, talk to a player who's in that position, just see why it never panned out the way it did for them, like some of these other guys, like D Rose.
Averaged 30 points per game on 46% shooting from three.
Damn.
In fact, Eric was so good that he was given the nickname Air Gordon, resembling Michael Jordan with his freakish athleticism while wearing the number 23.
Freakish
of course,
athleticism?
this nickname
Who was the last guy this dude dunked in the game?
When Eric Gordon faced off against Michael Jordan's kids on national television, in front of Michael Jordan himself. Michael's two sons, Jeffrey Jordan, a senior at the time, and Marcus Jordan, a sophomore, had to face off in a packed gym against the kid who was drawing comparisons to their father. Now, Jeff and Marcus Jordan were actually a good high school duo. Jeff was a top 30 player in the state, and Marcus was ranked top 50 in his class in the entire country. The school they played for, Loyola Academy, was no slouch either. At the time, Loyola
I know Loyola Academy. Okay, I know Loyola Academy, yeah. If you all didn't know, obviously you wouldn't know. I'm from Chicago, Loyola Academy is, and I'm from the north side, so Loyola Academy is not that far from where I live. I know a couple people from my elementary school that went there too. That's pretty cool.
The number one team in Illinois and ranked 22nd in the country. In fact, going into this game against Eric Gordon and North Central, Loyola Academy was absolutely walking every team they played. Held their first matchup of the season to just 33 points. Blowout, blowout, blowout. This team got within 8 points of beating them, and then back to more blowouts. 20 wins, 0 losses. The best team in the state of Illinois, and a 20-game winning streak to show for it. Their next opponent, North Central, and their superstar, Eric Gordon. The boys in their squad were actually the favorites in this matchup, but going up against Eric Gordon,
when I was a youngin', they used to call me Ben Gordon. For all you don't know, Ben Gordon back in the day when he was on the Bulls was a monster. You know what I'm saying? And your boy was a monster too. I was up in there splashing threes all day, every day. So, you know, they nicknamed me Ben Gordon. What can I say?
Game was said to be one of the premier games of the entire season, which is why it landed a spot on ESPN in front of hundreds of thousands
that's
of people.
crazy. I didn't know
Loyola
Eric Gordon
Academy
was
gets
like
out to a hot start,
this big
sparked by an
deal.
alley-oop from Marcus to Jeffrey. Loyola Academy up 15-7 in just 5 minutes. The game was living up to the hype, and Jordan was loving it. And then Eric Gordon showed up.
And live by MJ, Loyola in its first nationally televised game this season. Air Jordan to Eric Gordon.
Yo, Eric Gordon has always had a weird
Wears
jumper.
number 20.
I never understood how he could
And
shoot
he
like that. He
knows
shoots
how to
like
ball. Ranked second in the ESPN.com class of 2007. North Central outscored Loyola 25-5 in the second quarter. Here in the third quarter, Gordon, 39 points through three.
39.
In the
Oh my
fourth
God, they're
quarter,
blowing them
showtime.
out.
Kelvin Sampson giddy about the 6'4" senior guard going to Indiana as
Ooh,
Gordon scores 43.
that was nice.
North Central hands Loyola Academy its first loss of the season.
Man.
In front of Michael
He
Jordan and
he
company,
destroyed
Eric Gordon
them.
dropped a career-high 43 points on Michael's
43.
Suns, putting up 18 of his team's 20 points in just the first quarter and getting Eric Gordon chance in the process. For the majority
I just
of the
noticed
game,
he's wearing
Marcus and
23
Jeff
too.
were guarding Gordon. Well, tried to guard Gordon, but were left helpless as Eric did an uncanny impersonation of their father every time he came down the court. In what some reporters call one of the most electric high school basketball performances ever aired on ESPN, Eric
All right.
finished his onslaught with a dunk that was special ordered for Michael Jordan in the crowd. But if that wasn't bad enough,
Never
because
seen him
of
do
the
that in
hype
the
around
NBA
Eric
game.
Gordon and MJ's kids, this game drew one of the largest viewings of any high school basketball game ever aired on ESPN. Michael's sick, about 2 seconds away from throwing on a jersey, lacing up, and
8
subbing
points
into the game
combined
himself.
from his two
Stop it.
sons.
Get some help.
See, that's
After
when
the
you
game,
knew
Eric was asked what it was like to drop
They
43
wanted to
points
send
in
him
front
to
of
Fox.
Michael Jordan.
What did it
it was that moment.
play in front of him and then score 43 points?
Well, I mean, it was great. I got to show. I was trying to show. It was really. I'd rather see my team win more than me scoring or this many
Quit
points.
lying.
That
You know.
or show fantastic
You didn't have to
play.
drop
So,
43
I'd rather
either.
see my
Like,
team
you
win.
destroyed them. Like, you
And
did
I'd
that
say
on
that
purpose.
Eric
You
both
were
put on
trying
a
to
show
put on
and
a
helped
show.
his team get the win, since North Central beat Loyola
Be real,
Academy
there's no need to
by
be
41
modest, you know what I'm
points.
saying? You was trying to put on a
Eric
show.
Gordon
for the
nearly
goal. It's
outscored
okay. I
the
do the same
entire
thing.
Loyola roster by himself. In fact, in the 14 seasons since this game, Loyola Academy has lost 138 games. And of those 138 losses, there has been a handful of blowouts. They've lost some games by 20 plus points, and they've lost a few games by 25 points or more. But not
Right.
one loss in 14 seasons comes even close to the beatdown North Central gave them. Keep in mind, this was their best team in that 14-year stretch. And Eric Gordon did this to them. And if that wasn't bad enough, ESPN went out of their way to create this heartless graphic to really drive their point home. Was the 41-point blowout in front of their father not enough for y'all?
Oh,
Was
that's-
the fact that they had to play the kid who was compared to their father while getting pieced up for 43 not enough for y'all? You just had to assign some new guy in the
what's
bells
his
of
name?
ESPN studio to
Bronny
make this
James
graphic.
like this.
But this Gordon Jordan
You all
saga
think that LeBron
doesn't
James Jr.
end
is
there.
gonna
In the same
make it to the
post-game
NBA
interview, Eric
be
Gordon was asked about Michael Jordan's All-American Classic,
a
a game
superstar?
hosted by Jordan Brand to showcase the best high school talent in the country.
Cole Anthony.
Yesterday it was released that you invited Michael Jordan on the comments on it.
Well, I just heard about it. I mean, it'd be great to probably play in it, and I don't really know too much about it, but
Yeah.
it's great to see God been nominated.
You know, this dude is.
Well, later that season, the Jordan Brand All-American team was announced, featuring the best high school players in the country. Players like Michael
Right.
Beasley,
Who was number
Blake
one that
Griffin,
year?
Jeffrey
Was it
Jordan.
Michael Beasley? I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure that had nothing to do with the last name.
Right.
Derrick
right.
Rose, OJ Mayo, and Eric Gordon. That same month, these
I'm gonna
All-Americans
assume
played in
Michael
the Jordan
Beasley was
Classic.
number one
And
recruit
take a
that year.
wild
I
guess
wouldn't
at
be
who led
surprised.
their team to a victory as the leading scorer.
Derrick Rose.
That's right. You can't make this
Austin
stuff up.
Freeman.
The kid who a couple months earlier
He
spent
didn't
40
lead it. It
minutes
was
torching
tied.
MJ's
What are you
kids
talking
for
about?
43
Who's Austin
points,
Freeman?
played in Michael's All-American Classic, and led his team to a dub. MJ had to watch this kid get busy not once, but twice in the same season. The first time against his own kids on ESPN, and the second in his very own game. So if this has taught us anything, it's that you can't mess with Michael Jordan and get away with it. But you can drop 43 on his kids on national television, still get invited to his All-American game, and live to tell the tale. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.
Man, well, that wraps it up. Who would have thought Eric Gordon was a stud in high school like that? That's crazy. If you all know who was number one that year, let me know in the comments. I think it was Michael Beasley, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, with that being said, that's all for today, folks. Peace.